What's up, everybody? You already know it's the homie D. Right now, we rocking with Brian Lyons. I got a special guest in the building.
What's up? What's up?
Some of you, if you know him, if you know that voice, you might know him as B. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I call this man Boot Camp Brian. I ain't gonna hold y'all, man. He really, and I mean that on different levels. It ain't just in the gym Boot Camp Brian and the brain Boot Camp Brian's this gonna be, I see this being a great, great episode. Again, appreciate everybody tuning in today. Yo, Brian, how you feeling today? How are you doing?
Marvelous, man.
Yeah?
Marvelous, yeah. Great. Better than yesterday, worse than tomorrow. That's the slogan.
Yeah?
Say that again. Better than yesterday, worse than tomorrow, man. That's it.
Yeah.
Another day in paradise.
Yeah, I like that. That's important. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I don't know. I was feeling down, but early top of the morning got a nice little workout in, and it's it worked. That workout worked. I was able to regroup myself, refocus and shit, and bring myself back to my reality. Not everybody else's reality or what some people may presume that their reality is. It's just, this was my reality for me at the moment that I needed it at. And it's now I feel real good. I feel amazing. And that's a question to all of y'all. Take some time to think about that. How y'all feeling today, right now? How y'all feeling in the moment? You know what I mean? Because sometimes it could be different. 5 minutes ago, you could have been feeling one way to right now, you feeling another way. So I definitely want everybody to take a moment and ask themselves, how are you feeling? Or look at somebody, and if you listen to this with somebody, ask each other, how y'all feeling? And really listen, right? Because that's important. That's what we've been talking about, is listening to how you feeling. But it's definitely episode 3. If you've been paying attention and rocking with us. I told y'all I'm going to be very, very transparent with y'all. So I do apologize on the lateness of some of the uploads and things like that. But I told y'all I'm working out this platform. I'm learning how to work it and get into it. And y'all going to go through it with me. You're going to see the journey. It's going to be wow, episode 3 was different from episode 15. You know what I mean? So it's I appreciate y'all for rocking with me and just listening and being real. I told y'all this is going to be raw, authentic. Y'all going to get what we got. You feel me? But we're going to ask some questions. We're going to pick Mr. Brian Lyons' brain today. I'm going to share my thoughts as well, you know. That's the best part of it. Today is the day where we get to back and forth and piggyback off of each other and or just gain a view. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
It's important to see it from all sides, man, because it's one thing I learned is no matter where you're standing on earth, there's no person that can occupy that same space ever. You feel even if they stand on your shoulders, now height is in perception. Now that changes your perception a little. So where you standing and how you see things, only you can see it that way. So it's important because your view is important. Everyone's view is important. You know, that's the only way they get the total picture. You know, that's the whole point of the panorama, right? To get the total view of the room, you need everyone's perception.
I like that. And it's funny because today's episode is titled Conditional versus Unconditional Love. We're going to talk about it. Let's talk about it. We got some questions too, so let's talk about it.
That's a touchy subject.
Yeah.
But it's a lovely subject to talk about, but it's touchy.
Yeah.
You know, but hey, I'm with it. Let's go.
And you know, so first and foremost, we got to understand and break down conditional. What does it mean? You know what I mean? Because it's we could say, we hear it all the time and all that, but what does it mean? When I just went to Google or whatever, because you know sometimes we just do little quick research. One thing that popped up, it says conditional means subject to one or more conditions or requirements being met, made or granted on certain terms.
Yeah.
And that's from Google. You feel me? So we keep that in mind. With all questions, we got to refer back to that because we got to make sure we understand what it is that we're talking about, right?
Right.
So my first question to you, Brian, is what are your viewpoints on money within relationship when we're talking conditional versus unconditional love? We're going to get right into it.
I mean, that's a good question because it's kind of the taboo subject in most relationships where, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people don't like to speak about the money aspect, or it's one-sided, or one person feels like it should be one-sided, right? But I think the overall answer to that question really depends on your overall view of love and who taught you how to love. Because that's your point of reference, right? Mm-hmm. And so, if you asking me on a personal level, money cannot be conditional. It can't be conditional if you want your love to be expressed more based on emotional and feelings. Because once you make finances the conditional, it becomes a business, regardless of how you want to look at it. Mm-hmm. But it becomes a business transaction, right? Like it's something now required from both sides to be met. And if you feel like the other person didn't meet their side, is that going to not change your love? Is that going to not change the way you see that person? Well, of course it is, because you held it in an expectation. You put it as a gear mark or as a part of the rubric of how you describe or you emanate your love, right? Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, me and my girl, the beauty of that is like, we grew with each other and we're still growing with each other. And because of such, I don't hold her to any financial obligations at all. And I know in a perfect world, most people, like most dudes, like, you half everything, but like, reality is if she wasn't here, I would still need to live. Right. I would still have to pay all of these things anyway, right? Like if it wasn't for, if she walked out of my life tomorrow, all of these things would still be required, right? And I would still want the same lifestyle that I'm living, right? And she's not required to make me happy, and I'm not required to make her happy, but we do. And so let's not complicate the things that make us happy. Right? Like what is the bond based on? And I guess it depends on how you meet your person too. I mean, we didn't meet each other at a job we didn't meet each other where finances were ever even needed. We met each other with our own finances. Mm. And I think the biggest part of being in a couple is understanding your individuality. Right? Like the yin and the yang gotta come together, but when they come together, they don't necessarily mix. Right. There's that line in the middle where you know where one end and one begin, and that's how we
kind of share. They each side got a little bit of each other.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What I mean? And it's like we blend to make this.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the chaos and the order. And there's some things that I'm chaotic about that she's more orderly about. And there's some things that she's more orderly about that I'm more chaotic about. And we use our strengths and weaknesses to make the best team. And part of that is knowing. So it's like if she's not even as financially savvy or as me, well, I put that on her plate. And it has nothing to do with me being a man or a woman. Or in a relationship, it has nothing to do with that. It's literally who's better at it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if she's better at food shopping, she should do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't absolve me of food shopping responsibilities if she can't get to it. But how are we gonna work it or how are we gonna plan it? We're gonna plan to our strengths and weaknesses. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, and but still delegating responsibilities. We're not gonna say, oh, well, you're the better cleaner, so you clean the whole house. Like, no. Right? Like, no, that's not how that's gonna happen, right? Because we have to share the brunt of the responsibility, but I don't want to get too far off the topic because the topic is finances.
Right. No, but that's still kind of like, it's like, because that's where I was going to say, it's funny that you said that because like, me and my shorty, we talk about this too, like, and it's funny, I have her view on it, and she just like, one thing she said is like, I think like, if we talking money, like, we each have our own set of income, right? And we each have our own set of goals too. Right. So it's like, with that being said, it's like, when it come in, this is like a lot of my thoughts too, because I agree with her on that too. So it's like, when my thoughts come in, it's like, if we both hold ourselves to a certain standard and we know each of us already, we shared our goals, we know that this is what this person's goal is reaching for and this is what this person's reaching for, money shouldn't be like a factor on how to get and obtain these goals. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's different if we're saying we're going to come together and let's just like, we're going to work on this goal together. So then
certain goals.
So certain goals, like we might put something into a pot or a kitty for this goal in particular because we're both investing into this. But it's like,
but you should still have your own shit. You should still have your own shit because you're still your own individual person. So it's like, my views on like, my viewpoint on money within relationship is, if you genuinely love someone, then it shouldn't be
a condition.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like if I genuinely...
But and I'm gonna hit you with a question too. Like, so if you genuinely love someone, what should be a condition?
I feel like nothing should be a condition.
I mean, that's how I feel too. But
I feel like nothing should be a condition besides your heart.
Right.
You know what I mean? And what I say by that is, we all breathe at different timings, at different ways, different we take, but it's the same oxygen, right?
Right.
But it's like we all feel different ways and things like that. So it's like it's coming into the person and saying, "Hey, I paid so much attention to you that I noticed today you seem this way. So I'm gonna take me aside and put me to you and give you all 100% of me."
Yeah, and I couldn't have said it, but I think that's beautiful.
It's crazy that you even asked that, because I actually, one of the questions, we could go into that.
Yeah, let's go into it.
It's no certain way that we got to do these questions.
Let's let it, as it
flows. The question was, what do you think it means to love unconditionally?
Okay. Ooh, I love that because I think a lot of people have a wrong idea about this. You know. First off, let me state that in order to love, you said unconditionally or unconditionally, right? So in order to love unconditionally, which is what I pride myself on being able to do in our relationship, because I wasn't always able to do so. So I see the growth in it. In order for you able to be doing that, you got to love yourself unconditionally. And I like what I mean by that is like a lot of people don't know what self-love really look like. Like, you know what I'm saying? Self-love isn't just going out there and buying the latest shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like self-love isn't, you know what I'm saying, just being able to buy what you want at the time that you want to buy it. So, because now you're trying to buy your quality of your life. But we're talking about the inner stuff. We're talking about the things that's going to keep you motivated, to keep you driven, to keep you at a self-esteem level 8 and above. Because we all know, no matter who we are, there's a different us when our self-esteem level is above 8 on a 1 to 10 or below 6. When you wake up and your self-esteem level below 6, you can't give to nobody. You in crisis mode, you feel me? You're not even ready for the world. And so
it's like on the last episode, it's like you can't pour from
an empty cup. No, right, exactly. And so unconditionally loving is adding wood to the fire, which is pouring continuously. Like when you come together with somebody, you're building a fire. You're building an emotional fire, and a fire takes wood. You know? So I mean, like, unconditionally loving is being a student within your love. Like, if you're not trying to be, like, I'm trying to be with my shorty until it's over, until we kick the bucket, right? So, like, that's a lot of years. That's a lot of learning. I can't expect her to be the same. She can't expect me to be the same, right? We got to grow. We got to grow with each other, and how we do that. Yeah, and how we do that is being selfless enough to understand that in order for us to grow together, we got to grow individual. We have to grow as individuals. So once we got down the basis of understanding, we do love each other and we're trying our hardest, then the next thing that comes from how do you love unconditionally is not taking everything so fucking personal.
That part.
That's really the key, because it's like sometimes your loved one might come at you, but they're not really like, it's not that deep. And sometimes you take a step back and sometimes they're unaware. Sometimes there's a lot of hidden emotions. There's things above us and below us tugging at us energy-wise that, a lot of people it can't be an ongoing thing, right? But a lot of times people don't understand you only get 2 responses from any human being. It's a loving response and a cry for help. Those are the only 2 responses a human being can give you. You know what I'm saying? So if the argument starts as her crying for help, what do you think you should respond back with? A loving response. If you give another cry for help, you adding the long wood to the fire.
It's going to keep creating. It's almost like what I try to practice is when one person, whether it could be someone I'm intimate with or someone, it could be my mom, my sister, my brother, my niece, my nephew, is whenever I'm conversing with them, if one person seems that their voice and their vibrations are elevating a little bit,
lower yours.
I make sure I lower mine. And then, like, to the point one time, like, it's not even just one time, it's been times where people are like, you just so mad calm right now. And I'm like, it's like, because what is my point of being, if you already felt that part, you already again, when we was talking about doing the roles and playing the parts.
Right.
If your part is already, up here, I can't give you that part too, because then we're just going to be up here. Yeah. So it's like, that's something I'm learning more and more, like, every fucking day.
More important is, like, what you said is important, but as you lower your tone, it's like, if somebody giving off all that energy, this one thing that comes into my mind. I'm like, is this the same person? Like, no, because honestly, right? Like, not everybody we know. Let's just keep it 100.
I like that.
Right? So the first thing that comes to mind is this the same person, right? And if I think this is the same person, I automatically say, I cannot have any effect on this person's mind until we're on the same level.
Facts.
And sometimes you're the bigger person. Sometimes you're not. But if you are a bigger person and you looking at the person that you're talking to and you know you might be bigger in this area, not as an over them as a person, but we all have emotional growth in different areas, right? So if you know you're a bigger person in this area, it takes not to stoop to their level. It's not stooping to their level, but it's to take the time to say, what understanding do they have of the overall topic that makes them feel the need to defend themselves? Because I love this person. So clearly...
Because not all the time...
And they love me.
And not all the time is it just, see, people be like, oh, we could communicate. It's not just communication, it's comprehension.
Yeah, because and that goes back to what you said about the definition. I love how you define the word that we were, that centralized the whole question. Mm-hmm. And the thing that me and my girlfriend do all the time is like, because we get into debates, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and it's healthy, absolutely, but we learn how to do it healthily, right? Yeah. And so she'll go to Google immediately. She's a Google head. You know what I'm saying? She'll go and she'll get the definition. And the definition is real. Let's be honest. The definition from Webster's or Google is real, but we do not learn words in real life through dictionary definitions. Nah. We learn words through real life through contextual, situational understanding, right? So how situational, yeah, which is, and it's contextual based on the situation at hand. So how maybe your parents spoke to you, what words they used, and can bring something out of you. That's why certain words will trigger you that won't trigger somebody else. Right? Mm-hmm. Y'all both know the definition of it, but it's how it's been framed to you in your situation. That can't be said to me. You know what I'm saying? So
because it make you feel certain ways.
My point, and understanding that and giving each other times and giving each other unconditional love is understanding where your partner struggles and not beating them up on it.
That part. That's what I was going to say. Like one thing, it's like, it's going to tie into the question, but like what I was going to say is like, you can't take a person's vulnerable state and swing it over their head. Yeah. I can't be like, because that's conditioned.
It's a condition, and even worse, it's a form of malice, man. It's you're not trying to do nothing. You're not intentionally. Your intentions aren't anything good by doing that, right? And I know sometimes things can push into the dark corners because one thing I had to realize is that there's a piece of God, whatever your religion is, there's a piece of higher being in all of us.
Right.
But just because, but the law of polarity says for everything there's its opposite. Which means there's a piece of lower being in all of us too. There's a piece of that every single one of us have those evil thoughts. No one's, you know what I'm saying? But it's keeping those into perspective of the good thoughts that makes you the type of person you are, right? And so I understand. I've been in times where everything went red for me, and I really wanted malice. I'm not going to sit here and act like an angel, right? But especially with the people you love, you got to tread lightly with that type of shit. You got to watch yourself.
You got to
know where you at.
Think.
And if you can't, you need to get out the way.
I would say go away.
And that's what me and my shorty had to read.
Situation.
Before, it wasn't that we didn't love each other unconditionally, we did, but when we got angry and we cried on top of each other, when we did cry for help on top of each other, so the argument might start like, because with all due respect, not to be gendered at all, but it seems to me in my experience, based on my mom and females,
so he's giving
right. This is not like his thoughts. That's it. I'm not saying a blanket statement, but like in my experience, it seems like women are more finite with their argument words. Mm-hmm. What I mean by that is like. So the argument will always start like, yo, I'm tired of this. I'm always, you never.
Yeah.
This never happens. Why is it that I'm the always and never? And it's like, it leaves no room for, it's the absolute, right? So you're saying like out of 1,000 times, this happened 1,000 times, and 99% of the times, that's not a true statement, right? And even if it happens 60% to 40%, by doing that, you put most people in the right to defend themselves. Now I come back with a cry for help, and but I do all of this, and now we just both reaching for things to make ourselves feel more accountable, to affirm the fact that we love each other. So what are we arguing about? Mm-hmm. All we saying is all we do for each other to prove that we love each other, but we're arguing. But why are we arguing about that then?
So that's perfect. So with that being said, right, with all those things and all those thoughts, right, with us just sitting there thinking about that, right, Do you think love has conditions at all? And if so, what do you think those conditions are?
I'm gonna go back to the first answer to what I said earlier, and it's like its point of reference has so much to do with that. Like, we gotta remember that every person you love was taught how to love by two other people.
You think it's always two?
And those other, at least.
What do you mean by two other people?
Whatever, and that's why I don't want to strictly say parents, because people choose who they idolize.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's really based to 2 to 3 people that you really like. You base your morale on, right? And based on, and sometimes realistic shit. Sometimes it could be things. Like, before I really understood what love was outside of familiar things, I based my love on music and basketball. Like, I know if I didn't love things, if I didn't want to spend as much time with it as I did with how I wanted to do with music and basketball, I didn't love it. Right? So, but when you, whatever you base that on, you start to frame conditions, and it's almost impossible to be unconditional, but we should strive for it. Because we're human beings, right? And we can't put ourselves, because unconditional love might find you in an abusive relationship.
What do you mean by that?
Total unconditional love, right? Because there's a part where you can't let it overtake the love for yourself. It has to be mutual. It does have to be mutual. So under that line, it has to be some form of condition, right? Like, if it has to be some type of mutual agreement, like it has to be benefiting both me as an individual and us together. Because that's the definition of a toxic or unhealthy relationship, right? Like, if it's only benefiting one side or the we and then not benefiting the single individual, what's the fucking point? That's a job. And not one that's paying very well, obviously. And that goes back to making it a business transaction, right? Like, that's when shit get fuzzy. You know, that's when people do the wrong things to each other because they hold things over each other's head. You know, that's why a lot of people in the past, a lot of men, you know, in the past would like feel okay with having mistresses and shit. Like, well, I'm the breadwinner. And it's funny how now life is changing, and you know, statistically wise, where women are bringing in actually more money to the household now than men, statistically. How cheating is looked at as men as, oh my God, disgraceful, when it's like, yo, dog, how long have men been playing that role? But where does that come from, right? Like, it's always about the origin and the cause and effect, right? And it's that feeling of, I have something over this person because I bring this to the table. And so it can't be that, you know? That's where the conditionals has to stop. It has to dim down. Conditions should be, you uphold the person to be honest, to have integrity, to do the best they can.
So you saying that you feel as though love do have conditions?
Yeah,
but conditions that it has. I'm saying that it's in human love, it's almost impossible not to have conditions. You know, I mean, with the exception of like the only form of that like will maybe be parentry. You know, like as a parent, that's the only thing that I can promise. Like, I would love to say that, you know, yes, I'm going to love my shorty the same no matter what. But I don't know. You don't know. You can't say shit like you don't know how you feel till you be in certain situations. I know I would try my best, but with my kids, I can honestly say that even if, God forbid, they do some disgraceful shit that'll make me really disappointed at them, I would still love them unconditionally. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? So besides that, I don't think there's any type of other human bond where you can truly, sacredly have an unconditional love, and I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing, because there has to be something we're holding each other to make this work. Whether that's going to be the trust escrow, whether that's going to be the growth between us, whether that's going to be the fact that we owe each other enough respect to be honest at all times. Like, that's a big thing. Right. It's so easy to lie about anything. Right, that's the easiest thing to do. But it's also the hardest thing. It's the hardest thing to do too, because you got to keep up with whatever you lied about. Because the actual easiest thing, I'm gonna be part of something. The easiest thing to do is to tell the truth and be real. Absolutely. Because there's no second thought on it. It's not even that. It's the hardest thing as well. It's like again, it's like that yin and that yang. So put it like money. Lies is spending money. Telling the truth is investing. Facts. Damn.
You don't.
Facts.
You get back what you get back for spending your money.
That's a fact.
But when you invest, you know you're gonna get, because what you investing in the person is a trust escrow, and the bigger that escrow get is the best you get out of that human being. That means a lot. Because think about what the best you can give. Think about the best you can give, and imagine if someone had enough trust to get the best you can give. That's worth a lot, and so that means more to me in all my relationships. That's what I lead with, and it's uncommon. It's uncommon. It's rare, especially in this day and age. It's almost off-putting. People be like, "Yo, why you always smiling? You always in a good mood. You always give. Always. Abraham Lincoln said, "A man is as happy as he chooses to be." And that goes back to your relationship. But first it starts with managing yourself. Because if you can't manage yourself, you can't manage relationship. You can't manage relationship, you can't manage your household. Which means you won't manage your kids. Which means you won't have a time to be...
And even with that though, like, you know, so... Because, right, all of this stuff isn't just like on a romantic relationship.
No, this is love in general.
So like even love in general, like one thing I want to plunge in, what you made me think about when you said that was the fact that even if when getting yourself together and getting yourself involved in your next, whatever you're about to invest your next time and moment into and your next love into, you gotta make sure that you got enough in you to give out that extra part. Because I would say, like, even for basketball, I'll break it down like this. If I love playing basketball, I gotta wake up, or forget basketball. We could talk about working out, because it's something that we're currently doing, right? So I'm working out. I gotta, every morning, if I don't feel like it, I gotta remind myself that no matter what, this is something that I want, that's for me, and I gotta think about, and then I gotta think about how do I feel after it. I'm like, you know what? I always feel a lot better. After the workout, so it's like now I'm so
because you have the
evidence. And it's like, and I'm looking forward to it. And I like how you said that, the evidence. But it's like, is it because I got the evidence?
Yeah, that's how your brain works.
That's like so it's like, but
why don't you jump off buildings?
But listen,
because you know you. Oh, go ahead.
Hold on, real quick. So now I like that though, because it's not like that is, you know what I mean. But now, right, when it comes to, if you're trying to say, let's use the same thing when it comes to the romance side, right? Now, if I'm, because even all of this stuff's gonna go with even family, even if it's not romance. Let's say with my family, let's say I'm looking at my father or my mother or whatever. I'll say my nephew or my mom, right? If they need that extra, like today they need me to love them a lot more. It's like I just don't got it in me. Like I just don't got. Today I don't got it in me, but it's like
why?
And I don't like. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I haven't.
That's what I mean by the whole self-love. Like, don't get me wrong. We all have, like, your 100% is gonna be different on different days. Yo, there's different factors. Sometimes you might have to work overtime. Sometimes you might not get that great of a sleep. But you owe it to yourself to refuel, to recharge, to get yourself to the best. Yo, listen. You don't feel your best until you do your best. You can't do your best until you feel your best. So that's what I'm saying. So you know what I'm saying? Like, now so you listen, gotta. So like, for example,
this gotta be. But this is what I was getting into too, right? So that's where and I'm glad you kept talking, because that's where I was kind of losing a little bit of where I was going with it. But it brings back to this, right? So now on the opposite looking in, right, on the opposite side, right? Now we talking about, let's say, like, I'm telling you, like the opposite way. I'm saying to you, like, well, I mean, you said that to me, so then if I say to you, all right, but I don't understand that, I need you to do this, and that, it's like, you gotta know that, this person really, like, you gotta be on the other supporting end of the unconditional love, to be like, all right, this person really isn't, I'm not even about to go there, this isn't even, because I gotta be able to convey that to you too, right?
Agree, but that's a personal aspect, because that's a condition. You
feel like that's a condition?
Absolutely.
So that's what I was trying to
say. You're saying is you signing a contract and you saying that I'm gonna do all this until I don't feel good.
No, it's not saying that they don't feel good.
Well, you don't have it until I don't have it in you. I'm not saying that there's not times where you don't. But like this is what you truthfully say, and it's tough. That's why I said, when we started this, it's a touchy subject, because like it really calls to dig deep and like and really like set the standard. Like what you're saying is what you expect. You feel me? Real rap is like, yeah, all right. If somebody is feeling under the weather or they're not 100%, you might accept that for them if it's one time, what, a month? If it's one time.
We're not saying all the time.
Right. No, but what's all the time? Like, what you know what I'm saying? Like, because if it's one time a month, what is it? If it's one time a month that they're allowing themselves to be out of the question and you really love them, right? It should be more concerned now. They're like, okay, well, how are they even letting them down?
Yeah, because this is once a month. Like,
right.
That's
reoccurring.
kind of
What's up?
Reoccurring.
You feel me? If it's once a week, that's even worse.
See,
you
I
feel
like
me?
that. I never dug
See, that's
into
what,
it that way.
Like, so what I'm
So
saying
I
is
like
I love
that.
my
See,
shorty. So we remember I said those days. It's not that I don't wake up on those days with sick self-esteem. I do, but that's when you have a healthy relationship. I don't rely on her, but this is what a healthy relationship looks like. I don't rely on her. She don't rely on me. But if I wake up and she feels it, she's like, "Hey, baby, what's up? What's up, babe?
Yeah.
You good?" And I try to, you know, babe. But your girl knows, or your husband knows if they really love you. They know when you faking. They're like, yeah, I'm good. She's like, you're not good. What's up? What's on your mind?
So what do you do? What do you do if you don't get that?
Well, it's not up to her to do it. You feel me?
Right.
But she's always been there to make sure I leave the house self-esteem over an 8, and I've done the same for her. Once we realized how our love languages work. See what I'm saying? But if we didn't, before when we did it, I would do it for myself because I
that's something to talk about. Love
language, absolutely.
So that's something to talk about.
So like, it's real. It's real because like the same way when we was talking, you know, Offset, you know, about how people interceive like language and just feelings and information differently. We all learn differently. It's the same way. We're taught how to love differently. We all think of love as differently, and so we had to figure that out about each other.
It's kind of like how you said from I wasn't disagreeing with you when you were saying like, you know, but I just want to give, because I want to make sure that everybody understands, like we getting all sides of it, you know, because it's like there's no biased opinions or anything like that. It's just we giving you our opinion. So it's like when you said with the whole parent thing, like, and
it might be not
like
be
not parent. It may not be the parent.
Right.
You know what I mean? It just goes back to when you say on the 2 people or the few people, whatever it is that you
they have a pull on you.
Yeah,
everybody I can't tell you who it is for your life, but if you think about your own life, you'll be like, yo. Now that he said that, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, it's not that you love your mom and pops, or if it's not your mom and pops, a little less or anything like that. It could be one of your parents and somebody else, or it could be 3 people. It's the people who had impact in your life that moves you in the way that calls you to action. Right? And it's like, those type of people can, you know they're the people because they can say something. They can say 3 words to you, and that should change the way you fucking feel. In any way, shape, or form. From the good to the bad, because their words are that powerful, because they have that type of impact on you. And what I'm saying is like, that reflection kind of puts you in the perspective of how you perceive love should be. And that causes you to have expectations, which forms your conditions. So like I just think that it's always a ladder approach. It's always an origin. And I feel like that's the biggest thing missing on our age right now. You know, like we got the technology, you know, and we suffer sometimes emotionally, but we don't realize that it's a symptom. It's like it's treating the symptoms, and then you get more side effects, and you have more symptoms and more. And because we're not going back to the origin, because the origin is something that was taking place before even technology had. Technology just exposed it, you know, and it's just a form of understanding us physiology and knowing that we can, you know, I don't want to give off like, you know, about the episode and shit, but knowing that we can control how we feel, we can control our physiology if we take the time to understand and to take heed, meditate, you know, do the right things to be one with yourself, and then you can trust your intuition. Right. But when you know, that's getting crazy. I don't want to.
So we're gonna leave it right here because that's perfect. But the more of what I feel like what I'm getting from it, like in your opinion, what you're saying is like there's conditions within limitations of things, but overall, unconditional love outweighs everything because it's like
it should be
makes
the goal.
It a balance.
It's like trying to be. It's what I'm saying. Unconditional love is like trying to be an angel. It's impossible, right? Like we all gonna do some shits from time to time. Right. We're people. We're human. But that don't mean we shouldn't aim for it.
Right.
Right.
But that's also the tag on the receiving the unconditional love back. That it's like.
But this
is my thought real quick on like my thought on this, because this is what I'm saying. It's like what I
receiving
feel
it
as though is like, on my opinion, like, do I think love has conditions at all? In my opinion, if I love something, like what I was saying about like working out or sports, if I really love wanting to do this, and like you said, I wasn't disagreeing with you. Like I love doing this, so it's like, and because I know how it's gonna make me feel and how I know it's gonna make me go, I'm going to put my everything into it, and there's nothing that's going to come in the way of me doing this. So it's like, if I want to be with my family, if I want to be here or be there or love, if I want to love this way to this person, it's nothing that's going to interfere with the way that I'm going to love them. Will there may be distractions, temptations, and things like that to try to make me like, and help me challenge? I call it challenges. Will it be challenges?
So
like,
when do you
but it's like,
decide that that's not the case?
What? What's not the case?
Is there an event that can happen? Because that's interesting, and I like that you said that. Like, is there an event that can happen that changes that? Because
I'm not saying that it's going to change it, but I feel like it's like for everything that's going on, it's like there's always something that's going to like given a test in a sense, like just to
right.
You know what I mean?
And what happens? That's what I'm saying. So what happens during that test? If you feel like the person went overboard, is that now right for you to rescind your conditional love and unconditional love?
No, not at all. Instead, I feel like actually, I feel like the hardest thing to do is not give more unconditional love. In a sense, that should be the answer, right? Right. No. I'm not saying that should be the answer. I'm saying like, well, in my opinion, I'm saying I don't know what the answer is. I'm not an expert at any of this. No.
Your answer, not
so
even
like
the answer.
In my opinion, it's like when like so if like so say your question again, because in my opinion, is what you're saying. You're saying like if a person goes overboard and they do something like
unforgivable in a sense, or something that makes you feel like, yo, I'm giving this unconditional love, and like, what the fuck? Like, how could you do some shit like this to me? Is it now like temporary unconditional love, or is it still everything you meant before? Because you still have feelings, right?
The thing is, the problem is like, because you do still have feelings.
Right.
So then you become like, all right, well, you start thinking, have I not set my boundaries? Is it not like, because again, I feel like people only do what you allow them to do, right? So it's like, where at all did they not understand what I set forth? Because it's kind of like, I like what you said earlier. It's like, what people, however the message got to them is you're the person, you're the Amazon, you're the deliverer. You're the deliverer.
When you
so
speak,
it's like
communication.
when you say these things, and I learn words and things, like your words are powerful because they hold the vibrations too. Absolutely. Right? So it's like your words are such a powerful format and a powerful thing.
It's the beginning of manifestation.
Right, exactly. So it's like, because as soon as you saying it, you start thinking it, and you start feeling it.
You start, absolutely, and you emit that wave, right? That vibration. Yeah, now it's almost like
when people be like standing on it. I'm standing on this shit. This is what this shit is. This is it for real. So it's like, I get that part, but it's like the hardest part because you feel like you fight with that. Well, I promise that I will love you through thick and thin, and no matter what. It's like tough. When people say "do death do us part," I feel like the hardest part is to be like, "Wow, I'm giving up my." And then sometimes it's like you feel it happens so much easier, and you say to yourself like, "I'm gotta be crazy for how I ain't like you." But it's like no, it's just like
that's what we do. That's what we signed up for.
And that's what I was gonna say. Is like it get back to the like, well, what did you agree upon? What's the contract within the?
And are you a good co-leader? What's your leadership like? What's your communication skills like? Because unless you're with a total person that's malicious, it's pretty clear that they don't understand what you feel. They don't understand. You're not making yourself clear enough. And a lot of times that's what it comes down to. Are you painting the picture clear enough where you can have an understanding and comprehension on one side? Because if you believe that this person truly does love you, then, you know what I'm saying? Like I tell myself all the time, like I make myself lovable. I make myself lovable. Think about Destiny Child cater to you. I'm gonna be that dude where she gonna put my do-rag on. You heard? I always heard that song and said, I'm gonna make myself. You know what I'm saying? So what I mean by that is like, you are my girl. You gotta do it live.
Yeah.
I'm paying bills. Not because it's not to show off or nothing like that. It's to put her in a position to flourish.
And again,
it's to put her to,
This is now what. Why would she want to go?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is where she's at. Why would she want to be?
I'm cooking.
It's like, I'm doing these things. So now,
if she need her
it's
scrubs,
inevitable. It's inevitable that this is what she now expects.
Absolutely.
It's
because
like you actually building her.
Because then when she sees that for herself in reflection, when she goes out into the world and she knows immediately if she's being disrespected.
Yeah, this is my worth. I know.
Absolutely.
I now know my worth.
As she should.
If I didn't,
and in return, she makes my house a home. She make that shit warm. You know what I'm saying? That shit cozy. You feel what I'm saying? And we continue to give to that fire. I tell my kids, listen, every day we chop the wood. Every day we carry the water. See, without the wood, there's no fire. Without the water, we die.
I like that. We're going right there. We got bring him back. We got to bring him back. Cause that shit, we got so many things that it's so many things that we can unlayer. And like, again, we said, like, we're no experts in any of this. This is all just conversations, life experience on how to, like, we're trying to help each other grow. You know what I mean? This is right now, even us talking like this is like self-therapy. Yeah. Absolutely. It's like, this is, we self-empowering ourselves, like, between each other. Like, and, this is what we're going to do. And it's like, I appreciate you, Brian. Like, I appreciate you.
I appreciate you
for coming through.
Always.
All of that.
Always.
Definitely going to have it back. But, though, this Facts of Life, the podcast, you was just listening to the homie D. And, every which way, like I said, I call him Boot Camp Brian. Like, this is my Boot Camp Brian. Because it's like, it's so many, like, when you got intelligence and when you got different... It's like thoughts and patterns, and like I say patterns because like I am a pattern person, but like when you got so many different things to explore and different ways to see how the mind expands and different ways to build, like we all got roots, you know what I mean? We all got roots that we're coming from and different things. So it's like, and sometimes we attach on to different things and to regrow and like, it's like reproducing different things. But that's a whole nother thing. But definitely the whole moral is like, think about it. Conditional versus unconditional love. And think about what we ask. Ask yourself that. But thank you for tuning in with us. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening.